press conference just about to begin. It will be addressed by the CEO of the IEBC, James Oswago. Let's listen in.
Good afternoon, members of the press. This is the second briefing of the day, following the one which was delivered by the chairman in the morning. We are pleased to inform you that since the first briefing in the morning, the voting process picked momentum and huge turnouts have been witnessed. The voter turnout throughout the day has been very encouraging throughout the Republic. We have also received reports that in various polling stations in the country, there were some challenges, and we wish to share these ones with you in the spirit of transparency and accountability. The Commission is not in business of hiding or sweeping under the carpet problems when it encounters them. These are some of the issues that we feel did not go very well as we would have liked. Number one, most stations or polling stations opened after 6 a.m. That is not as it should be. By 9 a.m., voting had not started in various polling stations in Laisamis, while polling stations in Samburu North constituency opened at 8 instead of 6 because ballot boxes were delivered late. There were also problems with the transportation of ballot materials to Sadiq polling station in Wajir South constituency, but that was sorted out and the voting started at 10 a.m. Ballot boxes on transit to 5 polling stations in Kitui East constituency were also destroyed on transit, and our officers made corrective measures to replace them with others from neighboring warehouses. At Kitale Girls polling station, ballot papers for the position of women representative were not enough, and the presiding officer had to contact the regional warehouse to ensure the ballot papers were sufficient. In Kitutu Church, voters complained of being issued with ballot papers that were not stamped by the clerks, but our officers intervened and corrected the position. The most common complaint has had to do with missing names in the poll book register and failure or poor performance or underperformance of the electronic voter identification device. Complaints of missing names were reported in Mbakazi West, Mbakazi North, Mandera North, Nambale, Kinangop, and Likoni. Where there was such failure, we had to use printed poll registers so that no one was denied the chance to vote. We should emphasize here that the gadget with the problem is not the BVR as is frequently reported. There is a distinction between biometric voter registration and the poll book. The challenges being experienced today were exclusively related to the poll book, not the biometric voter registration. Because of the high turnout of voters, there was less than effective queue management in a number of stations. We corrected this as time goes, and this correction is still continuing. We also wish to announce that the Commission ordered the arrest of our own polling clerk at Kitui Central, at a polling station in Kitui Central, for issuing more than one ballot paper to a candidate, to a voter. That case is under investigation, and the individual will be subject to the due process of the law. Because of the high voter turnout, we wish to announce the following. First, where the stations were opened at 6 o'clock, the station would still close at 5. Where the stations were opened after 6 o'clock, we will provide compensation so that the station will close long after 5 with an equal amount of time. So if a station opened at 7 instead of 6, officially that station would close at 6 instead of 5. We also wish to state anyone who is in the queue at the time the polling station is supposed to close will be afforded the opportunity to vote. Even so, the Commission, in order to facilitate the fuller voting of the citizens who have queued for long hours, is considering provision of additional security and even lighting in key polling stations in order to afford the opportunity for all people who have turned out and who have queued for a long time in order to vote without denying them the chance or disenfranchising them. The Commission regrets the sudden death of 6 security officers in Mombasa last night in the service of their country, but in particular in attempting to enforce a secure environment within which elections can be conducted. We wish to state that polling is still continuing in all the stations, and even in areas where there were disruptions, polling has been restored and is continuing and will continue until the time that they are closed. When polling stations close, the next stage will begin, and that is the stage of electronic transmission of results. As has been stated before, we will start with the electronic transmission of the provisional results relating to the presidential elections. Those will be received live in this building, and the media will be facilitated a direct link. We want to emphasize that as the information hits the screens in this building, it will be facilitated and availed to the media at the same time as we receive it There will be no intermedium or intermediary point of managing that information. That point should be understood. There will be another briefing in 2 or 3 hours from now. Thank you very much.